In perfect world, would you like to do movies or get on a great television series that is scripted? And I mean,
Really scripted?
really scripted.
I don't know. There's great things about both. I love movies because you can work for 3 months at a time and work really hard and then take some time off. But I also love, working on a show consistently. You become a family, and it's nice to have a steady job and a steady paycheck.
Yeah, no kidding.
So they're both nice.
What's your favorite television show right now in the scripted world?
I like Californication.
Ooh.
Californication.
What does that say about you?
What does that say about me? Modern Family is my favorite.
There you go. No, but you said Californication.
Yeah. Well, I like
Why are you
shows
into that, Cavallari?
Well, first of all, I think David Duchovny is gorgeous. I like him a lot. I think he's really good on the show. And it's one of those shows that pushes the envelope a little bit, Entertaining.
He doesn't need to hear that you think he's gorgeous. I promise you that.
I'm sure he has women throwing themselves at him.
No, he's been to the other side. And he's come back now.
Yeah, that's true.
And what he does not need to hear is imagine he's driving home to Malibu
true.
tonight and he's listening and he hears David Duchovny is gorgeous.
So
I love
sexy.
California.
No, I'm kidding.
He pulls over on the side of the road. He's driving 10
jeez.
minutes later. I hate to say it, but it's totally true. Anyway, you survived the hills. How hard was it getting out of the hills and that world at MTV to where you are now?
Well, it's it's been a little bit of a battle. I have to prove myself 10 times harder, which I'm completely willing to do. But it's definitely nice not having, I loved filming The Hills, but I didn't like the whole tabloid world that came with it.
Yeah.
It was sort of like I was living a double life. I had this fake world on The Hills, which the tabloids just thought was my real life.
Well, because your name was Kristin Cavallari in the
Right.
show. All they had to do was make
then
you
it must be real.
Candace Johnson.
Right.
And everything would have been fine.
Right. And so, the hard part is that people have this image of me, and a lot of people still think I'm a huge bitch, which, but at the same time, it was fun filming The Hills and playing that up because, for me, it was an acting job, really. So I had a good time doing it.
Right. And it's important for you now to let people know that that was an acting job.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm pretty vocal about that.
Right. You were a darn good bitch.
Thanks. It's fun to play the bitch.
But isn't there any part of you that's a bitch? Or?
I can be a bitch.
When are you at your bitchiest?
God, when I don't like when someone if you trust a friend and then they do something behind your back. That stuff I don't tolerate. I'm a big honest person. I'm very honest.
Very big into honesty right now.
Very big into honesty right now. I'm very honest. I don't like lying, so that would piss me off.
Are you a faithful person? Have you been faithful in every relationship that you've ever been in? No.
Oh, jeez.
Nobody has.
No, my high school relationship, no. But yeah, since high school, I have been.
You have?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Are you jealous? Are you a jealous woman at all?
I can be a little bit, yeah.
Are you happy that the Chicago Bears don't have cheerleaders?
Yes.
One of 6 teams in the NFL that don't have cheerleaders.
That worked out nicely for me.
Right?
Yeah.
So Jay can just basically watch the game.
Although I do think that most teams, they're not even allowed to talk to the cheerleaders, I think.
That's a giant
but
distraction.
I'm sure that doesn't even apply to a lot of guys.
Is Jay pretty easy? Seems to me like an easygoing dude. Doesn't really get flustered very much.
Yeah, he is. He hates the public image all the public stuff that he has to do with, he'd rather just play football and call it a day. You know what I mean?
He got some tough press at the end of the season. You've had tough press before.
Yeah.
Is he okay with all that?
Yeah, of course it sucks. He was really hurt, and people were giving him a hard time that he wasn't really hurt, and that's obviously frustrating. It's not like he didn't want to play. If he could play, he would have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's frustrating, but he doesn't read that stuff or go on the internet or anything because that would just drive you crazy.
Is he funny? He seems very mellow, very focused, very I don't see a lot of emotion from Jay.
Well, he's shy. He's really shy at first, but when you get to know him, yeah, he's really funny, and he's a great guy. He's a really good Midwestern guy. He's a gentleman.
You told him you were coming here to see me, and he had a question for me. I love this.
He wanted to know if Billy Bush is your real name.
I just think that's so funny. It's like Bob Steele.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's absolutely my real name. That's funny.
Know.
Although I was born William, but I've been Billy all my life.
All right.
My dad called me Willie when I was a little kid.
That's
this is
cute.
Very inside stuff, only for Jay.
All right, I'll let him know. And the rest
He
of the
can
world
call
is
me
listening.
Willie. Yeah.
Willie. All right, Jay can call you Willie.
He can call me
I'll let
Willie,
him know.
Billy,
That's
or
cute.
anything else he
I
decides.
like Willie.
So one more, on the hills, that whole episode of them confronting you with the drug problem and all that stuff. Were you a dabbler? Would they have any basis on this, or is it just totally out of nowhere?
No, it was really out of nowhere. And even on the episode, they cut one night into 2 nights. So I have the same dress on 2 different nights.
Yeah.
I tweeted, I was like, do you really think I would wear the same dress 2 nights in a row?
Please.
Never. But no, I mean, because after we filmed that Miami, I had a feeling that they were going to run with this story. So, they told us, no, we have no intention of running with this. It's not even an issue whatsoever. And then when it came out, or we started to have to do pickup scenes. So like they wanted me to confront Stephanie, like she was the one who made up the rumor, when really it was an executive or a producer for The Hills.
So knowing that, you had to go to Stephanie and be like, did you make up this rumor?
Yeah, and Stephanie knew too. So we'd both be like, I'm so sorry that we have to do this.
Yeah.
But we have to put the blame somewhere because it's a producer doing it.
In the end, was it a good thing, helpful to you, or not so much?
No, I don't think it was helpful whatsoever.
So you regret it? You regret being on it?
No. I thought you meant just that one incident.
No, you regret the whole experience?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But I think that one, them saying that I need to go to rehab and all that stuff, of course, didn't help me whatsoever. It was actually the most difficult thing I've ever had to go through. But I don't regret The Hills whatsoever. I think it's been a really good experience.
You're a simple gal. I mean, from Colorado, right? Moved to Laguna, and this whole thing kind of unraveled. Heidi Montag, also simple gal from, a small town, moves into this town. Do you imagine, I don't know if you talked to her, do you imagine that she has, look, the whole plastic surgery thing, the bubbles all over. I mean, she just looks totally different. Did that show chew her up?
I mean, I think it's safe to say yes. I think Heidi and Spencer are a good example of what fame can do to you if you don't have a good head on your shoulders.
And I think she's just maybe too naive
or
too desperate.
Yeah, when you want fame that bad, it's never a good thing. And it's sad because I've known both of them before all this happened, and Heidi used to be so bubbly and sweet and
girl next door.
Yeah, such a sweet girl, and now to see where she's come, it's sad.
Do you think she regrets the surgeries, or?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Would you ever want boobs that big?
No. I like sleeping on my stomach.
Think of the lower back pain you'd have if you slept on your stomach with those. You'd be like,
exactly.
Just contorted. Oh, dude. Oh, crazy. Anyway, I love that you're in the middle. I love Patricia Heaton. She
was so nice. I mean, one of the nicest celebrities I've ever met. Or actors, I should say.
And in the Modern Family lineup. I mean, I think this is a good route right here. A little episodic TV and comedy.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Kristin Cavallari, it is so great to have you here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.